Alright, so my next project, designer's log. So for this design, I needed something to make something useful, and I needed to outdo my action figure. And I fear that this is going to be one of those cascading effects, like, okay, so you make something really cool, and then how do you make something cooler than that? And it keeps going on and on and on. Pretty soon I'll have to make like a thermonuclear reactor out of a 3D printer or something like that in 3 years. But besides that, I needed to make something useful too. And I work with a team of teachers. We teach graphic design, video, photography. It's like a maker space for artists, but it's really a classroom. We have 75 students a year, and one of the teachers teaches anatomy and how to draw anatomy in this, and we rotate students throughout the process of teaching them all these forms of art. I do the purchasing for the cluster, and one of the things I find that the action figures are definitely going to be useful because we have now the ability to set those on a desk and students can draw from them. But another thing that was missing out of the equation in the anatomy series is a hand. So that's what I'm working on now, a human hand. And if you look at the human hand right now, it's just like you have so many forms of articulation, it's pathetic. You got a ball joint here, you got some 90 degrees here, you have a 15 degree to a 90 degree. It's a big challenge. So you got some ball sockets and you got some disc sockets, and man, I'll tell you what, it's a really cool challenge. And what I wanted to do was make it so it's the size of a human hand, like the relative perspective of a human hand, just like I did the 8-head action figure for comic book art. So if you print this at 100%, it's the size of a human hand. If you print it at 50%, you have the little guy. Okay? And I wanted to make it so the little one was very easy to assemble, because the little action figure, he's pretty easy to assemble, but there is some patience required with some of the joints. Now I'm learning a little bit more about tolerances, especially when it comes to 3D plastic and how it kind of, you print it at one thing, but really it's not that. So the exact measurement is not very exact at all. It's got like a 0.543 difference between different parts. And if you wanted friction, it's 0.5, and if you don't want any friction at all, it's like a 0.6. So you have to think about that for everything that you do throughout the whole process. It's really weird. So I have this so far, and I have this cool ball joint that goes up and down. Right now this is not glued together, but I'm just put it in there, and it works just like that without it being glued too. So if you just wanted to like remove the fingers to get them out of the way, that's fine too. I don't know if I'm going to glue that. So I got this little ball socket right there, and it does have a 15 degree to a 90 degree. And then I got these discs. Again, these are held together by PLA spikes going in here. I only got 2 PLA spikes here, and I got a PLA spike that runs through the meat of the ball right here. So if you look at your thumb, you have the ability to do one of these. Okay, and then you have this. So now I still have to design this. But I wanted to give you a sneak preview of what I'm kind of working on. I think it'll be a very useful tool to a great deal of people that draw. And if not, it's like one of those things that, you can display things on here, like, it could be sitting on your desk, and it could be holding something. I'm probably have a stand of some sort, so you can put it in different positions. You can impress your friends with what fingers or how, like rock and roll. You can have this one. But I think it'll be a useful tool and a cool desk toy. It's sturdy enough where a kid can play with it too, and that's what my aim is. Trying to get it to be able to build at a smaller level. That way when it does build at a bigger level, it's so easy that you don't even have to think about sanding anything. Yeah, so I hope you enjoy. I'll keep you in the loop as I get it put out. Enjoy.